Hey! That's how you start. You say, hey!
This is live. In order to prove that, I'm going to touch my own nose right now.
And I'm going to do this.
We're looking at your comments. We've got the help of Jennifer over here, and she's also looking at your I said comments, but it may very well be questions. Hopefully
we
related
accept
to
comments or questions.
Related to the book of Mythicality and the tour of Mythicality. I know you want to talk about my beard.
Oh, really? You're making lots of assumptions, man.
But I can see they're already doing it. I'm not actually looking at the thing right now, but Jen, they are, right?
Yes.
They're talking about your beard. Okay.
The beard's going to go away. Don't panic.
Here's the deal, everybody. As you know, as some of you know, tickets for the Tour of Mythicality started going on pre-sale, if you will, earlier this week. And now they're going on sale wide across to everyone. You don't have to have a code or access. It's already live.
They're not going anywhere.
They've been on sale today. And here's the deal. They're going very, very quickly. So, if you want to come see us at the Tour of Mythicality, the main message is you need to get a ticket.
Probably today.
Right now.
Probably right now.
That's your only way to guarantee one. We're not adding any additional cities or any additional shows at this point. We basically max out the places that we can go. We're sorry. We wish we could go to every single city in the world, not just the USA, but the world. But we can't. This is
maybe one day we will.
We actually extended this beyond what we had originally planned, just given what we've got planned for the fall, to try to get to as many places as possible. We're sorry we want to go everywhere, but this is where we're going to go. So get it while the getting's good.
And we are super excited about this tour. Your questions are coming in. We're starting to note some of those. We'll answer them in a few minutes. But this is our first mythical event on a stage of our own. You know, we've shown up on like a VidCon stages, most recently in Amsterdam. But this is different. This is we're crafting a show which brings the Book of Mythicality to life. It adds in some music, stories, dramatic depictions of controversial events from history. I made that up.
We don't know.
We're
maybe.
probably not doing that.
Now we have to do that. Now that you said that.
There's a death scene.
Oh gosh.
Made that up too. It's gonna be gory.
I think what Link is
trying
trying to say is that
if you're queasy,
we're not just going to get up there and read the book. That's not what this is at all. Now, first of all, speaking of reading the book,
we're pretty proud of the book. We could just do that.
I think if we did
I think you would have a Shazam of a time.
Yeah, you would enjoy it because the book itself is something that we have put a lot of ourselves into. There's a lot of personal stories about us growing up together and things that we experienced together, working together. It's all about this concept of mythicality. You know, a curious combination of curiosity, creativity, and tomfoolery, and then 20 different aspects of that throughout the book. So the book is about these 20 different aspects of mythicality, how we've experienced these things in our life, and how we think you can as well. But it's not just a bunch of personal stories. It's also filled with, we had a lot of ridiculous ideas for the book. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to throw out a couple. Putting a game board, an actual game board into the book.
And you know what? I would say
happened.
We put a board game in the book.
Yeah.
We not only put the game board in the book, but you can play it.
You can play the game. There may or may not be a chapter written entirely from the future, which required many different strings to be pulled, some legal and some illegal. But we pulled it off.
But not currently illegal. That's the thing.
But it will become illegal.
So we're in the clear.
Yeah, right. Well,
but our future selves.
But we weren't when we did it from the future.
We weren't when we did it in the future.
Those are just a couple. I mean, again, this is. If you've been following us for a long time, you know that when we do something, we like to do it in a big way, and we like to do it in an original way. So this isn't the kind of thing where you're going to look at the book and you're going to see like just a blank page with like one word on it, with like a link with a big thumbs up. No, every single.
Yeah.
I don't think you give any thumbs up throughout the whole book, do you? Maybe one.
I think there's one thumbs up.
Yeah, I think you do give a thumbs up.
But it's for comedic effect.
It's for comedic effect.
It's like, look at Link giving like an insincere thumbs up.
Anyway, every single page of the book is interesting, and then we kind of took the spirit of the book, and we're like, well, what is...
I would say a couple pages are sad.
There's some realness. There's some realness in there.
There's some realness.
I think that you may cry, because I'm not going to promise this, but I may or may not have cried
when you wrote
during writing a couple of pieces of this. So I would hope that you would cry. But we're taking that spirit.
Some of the things we cried about, then we had illustrated by a professional and talented illustrator.
Oh, yeah. And we drew some stuff ourselves, too.
You remember when I spent a lot of time over there drawing
the map of Bowie's Creek?
Yeah.
Why are you so worried about... I want them to know what's in the book, man.
Don't yell at me.
I want them to know.
Because I want it to seem mysterious.
Link hand drew a map of Bowie's Creek.
From our childhood.
To illustrate where his house was and where my house was and where we met when we would ride bikes, the meeting point, which we'll leave that a mystery, the specific meeting point. So you can now go to Bowie's Creek, North Carolina.
You mean right now you're leaving a mystery? I didn't leave it a mystery on the diagram.
No.
I put a big circle around it. I said meeting point.
But now you can go to Bowie's Creek with this map and go to our meeting point if you ever find yourself.
Or you can go to our homes.
You could go to our homes.
We no longer live there.
Our parents no longer live there.
Our parents no longer live there.
You didn't put addresses in there, but you put streets.
It's not too late to add it, I don't think. Let me read a comment. Emily Price, she says, we grabbed 4 tickets to see you guys in Atlanta, a.k.a. Hot Atlanta. We can't wait to celebrate friendship and an early Christmas with you guys in A-Town. I think, I appreciate the fact you said celebrate friendship. I do think that's absolutely is a theme of the book. I mean, it's gonna be a theme of the show. Friendship.
Yeah, we're gonna be friends the whole time we're on stage.
Off stage,
it's questionable.
Helena Leite asked, "Do you guys think you will come to the UK?" Question mark with smiley face with kind of a big kind of like
toothy smile.
Also, I'm excited to see what this tour bring for GMM. I'll answer the first part because the second part wasn't a question or anything I really understood.
It was just a comment.
Unfortunately, we are not coming to the right now, even though we would absolutely love to. We'll try to do that in years to come. So
yeah, I can say that
you can get a plane ticket to the us.
Well, what I will say is that no, this tour of Mythicality, this tour itself is a U.S. only tour, but we would like to and plan to do something international at some point. But it isn't like right after this tour is we're going to suddenly be doing international. We're just not in a position to do that right now.
Can you answer this one, Rhett? Naomi Williams. Hey-o! I was wondering, am I going to have to read the Book of Mythicality to understand the show? I think the answer to your question is you can pre-order the book at bookofmythicality.com right now. What's the answer?
You don't have to read it to appreciate and understand the show, but I think that there's no reason at all why you shouldn't also have the book, because you will appreciate it that much more.
We worked so hard on this book, guys.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will make what we're doing on stage come to life that much more, and you'll have the full context for it. So no, you can get into the second episode of a good show, but then you're like, man, I really want to go back and watch that first episode to see what I missed.
It's kind of like watching. I mean, you could watch the new Alien. I understood that it came out last night. Wow. Why don't you guys know stuff? You're working too hard.
Why don't you guys know stuff?
I mean, I'm not supposed to know stuff. I'm supposed to be able to look over here and be like, give me a yes or a no. Okay. Feldman says, yeah, Alien came out, but there were other aliens before this one.
Yes, in the past.
Right. So you don't have to see the old ones to see the new ones.
But you should see like the origin story of Alien if you really want to appreciate.
But what do we know?
Sasha Maria Robbins said, I've pre-ordered and Rhett liked my tweet. Yeah. I can't say I will like all your tweets if you say you pre-ordered a book, but I do try to make a habit of if you show us some love, I try to show you a little love on the tweeter.
Kevin C. asks, will there be live Willets as part of the tour of Mythicality? That's a good question. Man, after traveling so far to be in your beloved city, I don't know if I want to vomit on it, but I'm not opposed to it. I don't know. We'll see. I can't give a definitive answer there.
Cat Williams says, I've been begging my dad to get me some tickets for the tour. No answers yet. Well, Cat, you got to get an answer from your dad. I'm sorry to say, listen, I know some of the shows are, I don't know the latest numbers. Some of the shows are either already sold out or very close to being sold out. They're just moving very quickly. Mm-hmm. And so if your dad's going to give you an answer, hopefully the answer is yes, and hopefully he answers yes now.
Yeah.
So you can come to the show.
And all the VIP tickets are sold out, and we're not able to add any more of those. So again, our apologies, but I can guarantee you that we are still going to give you an amazing show that will connect with your innards.
Well, I think that's a good point, because I know that a lot of I have heard through the grapevine that there are a number of these YouTube type tours where you got a YouTuber going around, and it's basically you're paying to, if you don't get the VIP thing where you actually get to have a meet and greet, well, all they're going to do on stage is a Q&A. So it's like, well, why am I going to go see a Q&A? I just want to pay to meet them and have an interaction. We're actually we are going to create a show which is worth paying for. In the same way that the book is a book worth paying for. We waited years. Lots of other people wrote books. Lots of other YouTubers wrote books. We waited years.
We wrote a couple of their books.
Before we actually wrote our book. So it would be a book that we would actually want to go out and buy. Not just a book that you're going to buy because you like the stuff that we do, but a book that someone who has no idea who we are would enjoy. And we're treating the show the same exact way. It's going to be a show that you could bring somebody who has no context for us at all, and they will enjoy it and feel like they got their money's worth. So those of you who didn't get the VIP tickets, we're sorry, there's just a limited amount. Just given the amount of time that we have to actually spend with people and meet them, we can't make that the entire day. So we had to limit that number, but we guarantee you that the show, which is going to be in a pretty intimate place. I mean, we're still talking about like theaters. It's not like the spaces are that big. So we're all going to be together, hanging out in a room. We will be together, and we're going to put on a show that's not just us answering questions. But I mean, it's a show.
If we yell at some point for like comedic effect, we're not going to be angry. At least I don't plan on it. Some spit may fly. You might get hit with some of our spit.
Oh, we're going to do the Gallagher thing too with the watermelons, right? So you might get hit with some watermelon spray.
We're going to do, and for those
Gallagher's actually going to be there. He's opening up for every show.
Yeah,
not true. That's sarcasm.
Emotionally,
you don't even know who Gallagher is.
He's
so
opening
I might as well
up
not said that.
He's like I don't know who he is actually.
You know that he hits watermelons.
I know he hits watermelons and like.
That's the only thing that I know about Gallagher.
Like I get him and Yanni confused.
Well, that's I think Yanni and Gallagher have been on tour together.
They should be, yeah. And you know what?
Yanni hits the keys when Gallagher hits the watermelon.
Yeah.
Yanni can play like 7 keyboards at the same time. I'd go to a Yanni show in a heartbeat.
But you don't have to, because he's going to be opening for us when Gallagher's not there. Man. Cat Williams, I think is not a real name. That it is, but it belongs to a comedian. There's also a guy named Wolf McKenzie who said, will VIP include book or other item signing, or would you guys prefer people didn't bring things? Man.
Don't ask a question if you don't have an answer for it. Like you totally just read a question. I can see it in your mind. Like, hopefully Rhett has an answer for it.
No, I read it because his name is Wolf, and anyone named Wolf deserves to have his question answered. So the question is, should you bring a book? You can buy a book there. There's going to be some sweet merch there, and we will do our darndest to sign the stuff. If you go out of our way to purchase it, we'll go out of our way to sign it. Well, within reason.
Yes.
If your name is Wolf, definitely.
Nina Harvey, how long have you had to keep all of this news secret? We've been working on the book for 18 months now?
Well, yeah, because I wrote in the description when we released the teaser that we were working on it for over a year.
Yeah. the idea started much smaller, but just like everything that we start, once we got into it, it was just like, well, it could have this, and it could have that, it could have this, and we're still finishing the final touches. I mean,
the whole thing is written, but then there's so many illustrations, and the design work is so important. We wanted to make it so you thumb through and you stop at any page, and it draws you in, and it looks different, and it looks like we're taking you on an adventure. So we're tapping into your curiosity with our creativity and our tomfoolery.
Katie Scott, can I bring my 9-month-old to the tour? He loves hearing your voices.
I wouldn't. But
yeah, you can, but I wouldn't waste a ticket on him.
I mean, I've had 3 9-month-olds, and
I'd pay a babysitter.
They don't really appreciate things.
What I would do, Katie, is I would pay a babysitter the amount that you were going to pay for him to come, because we're not letting him in for free. If you're bringing him, we're going to charge him. Actually, I don't know how the age thing works.
Getting a phone call.
But the show is, in terms of age appropriateness, the show is just like GMM. We've talked about this on a recent Ear Biscuit, that if there are some things on GMM that you don't find appropriate, well, you may not find certain aspects of the show appropriate, but we think it's for all ages, even 9-month-olds. But 9-month-olds tend to cry and also not appreciate comedy. So if he really enjoys your hearing our voices, then you should have him listening to this right now.
Maya Hart, do you guys plan on performing any of your songs at the shows? Yes. Boy, when was the last time we performed songs live? We're gonna have to rehearse and get our mojo down.
I plan
work
on,
the vocal cords.
I plan on rehearsing.
The love boat.
Yeah, there will be.
Soon will he.
We're gonna be all cover songs. Actually, all TV theme songs. So, Love Boat will be one of them. Gilligan's Island, Brady Bunch.
Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a.
And also our song.
Do you even know it? Tale of a faithful ship that started from this tropic port aboard this
trip.
Tiny ship. The skip was a mighty sailor man, captain. The passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour.
Yes,
I know that. 3-hour.
I know that
tour.
because they said it twice.
Yeah. Oh, there's 2 of us.
I haven't seen a lot of reason to hang on to that one, but maybe I should, since we're going to be singing it every stop.
Let's sing some other songs that they don't know, like Green Acres is the place to be.
Any more questions over there, Jen?
Living is the life.
You want me to add more?
Add some more.
I'll add some more.
Yeah, when I was a kid, man, I watched all those old shows. I mean, Andy Griffith it had to come on at least 3 times a day back in North Carolina because it was.
But I do think
set in North Carolina.
we should clarify that we won't be singing theme songs because you can't do that. We'll be singing our own songs.
Yeah, that's true.
Which songs? I don't know yet. I mean,
you can let us know what you think you'd want us to sing. I probably won't affect our decision.
I think that one thing I'll throw out there, I don't know if we're going to do this or not, but there are songs that we reference in the book that we've never performed for anyone except for when we were in 8th grade.
Oh, you think we might do that?
I don't know. I don't know the legality because
That's
that one song is a parody, but
that's pretty.
That was one of my ideas, was to perform that specific song.
I like that idea.
Because it's so dumb.
It's
such a dumb
Sasha
song.
says, I enjoy everything.
Well, that's a good attitude.
Except using lowercase letters, apparently.
Will you have guests on tour? That's from Pam Conley. What we would like to try to do is, if there are the people that we know or that you want to see that are in the area that we're going, finding a way for them to do a little opening set would be great. So we are trying to make that happen.
We got some.
I can't guarantee it's going to happen every stop, but we're going to try to make it happen as many as possible. Abigail Chantry, any sections of the book you both found stressful to write?
That's a tough one. stressful to write.
I think there was an I think we have a different
Think there was a what?
a differing philosophy on this. Like I don't see why we don't share details about the book now.
No, I'm not. I was just trying to.
Because I was going to say something, but every time I'm about to say this one, you're like, "Oh, save that!" But save it for what? They can buy the book right now.
I didn't say that.
No, about the one chapter that is written by someone else.
Ooh.
Now, why do you want to save that?
Well, let's tease it a little.
I want to know your reasoning.
Because it's such a big one to tease out.
But they can buy the book now.
All right, let's see if they can guess. There was and this wasn't stressful, was it?
I think it was a little. I mean, well, I'm just saying. I think it was stressful for these people that we got to help write a portion of the book.
I
think it was stressful for them.
Yes, but it turned out great. So there were a couple of guest writers,
people who are very special to us
for a particular chapter. There was also some contributions from the Mythical Crew.
The Mythical Crew, yes.
The Mythical Crew members made some contributions. There's a chapter called I'm actually blanking. Eat Something That Scares You, which was, it's tackling a stressful subject for me, but it was actually cathartic. Is that how you say that word?
Yeah.
Cathartic. Is there another C in there? Cathartic?
There's one at the beginning,
like,
one at the
end. It's like Antarctic.
No, it's
cathartic.
Not. Cathartic.
Cathartic for me to write Eat Something That Scares You and kind of unpack my process of growing as an individual. I detailed how my mama brought me up and what she fed me and how that impacted me as a human being, as well as other family members, how they had an impact on my eating habits and how I've had to build on and also break many of those while enduring the shame of my friends over the years. The shaming.
At some point, I had a list of everywhere we're going, but you know where we're going. If you're just tuning into the live stream, again, we're going on a tour of Mythicality, coming around to a lot of places in the United States, and putting on a show that we think you will enjoy. You go to tourmythicality.com. You can see where we're going to be, when we're going to be there, and you can buy tickets. And they are selling very, very fast. Also, you can go over to bookofmythicality.com and pre-order the book. Some people have asked, is the book going to be available on tour? Yes, we will have copies of the book available there, and maybe some signed copies. But again, there's limited numbers of all this stuff. The best way to get the book, to guarantee that you get one as soon as it is available, is to pre-order it, and then it will ship to you as soon as it's available. And that's anywhere books are sold. Go to bookofmythicality.com, click on any of those places. And of course, you're going to be able to go into, retail stores like Barnes & Noble and Target. You're going to be able to go to potentially your local bookstore, definitely some bookstores, and even your library. We were talking with Feldman earlier. This book's going to be at the freaking library. Because they put books in libraries. That's still something that's done.
Yeah, you can get on the internet at the library.
We're getting in on that. So everywhere that we can think that you might want to go get a book, we're gonna put the Book of Mythicality there.
Final question as we're wrapping up. So this is the final few minutes warning for the end of the live broadcast. None of this was live. We taped this months ago.
Yeah, right.
Nope. See that? Just touched my nose.
Couldn't do that.
Because Jason Cole asked me to do that. Jason Cole asked me to touch my ear. I just did that. Aaron Chavez asked, what are you looking forward to most for this tour? Rubbing shoulders with you guys, being on a stage and
rubbing shoulders. We're not giving massages.
Yeah. You rub elbows? When you hang out with people, when you spend time in the same room with people, what's that called?
You can rub.
Sharing breath.
You can rub shoulders with people if you get close enough.
Sharing breath.
It's difficult for people to rub shoulders with me though, because I'm usually above them.
I'm excited because it is a new creative endeavor for us to create a show for you. there's lots of elements that we have mentioned that we're going to incorporate, and that will, so it's just fun to put that together and then to execute it for you guys and kind of work those muscles that we haven't worked in a while to perform live.
I think an aspect of that,
so that's going to be fun,
that I'm excited about is that we actually talk about this in the book. It's interesting to create something like we do with Good Mythical Morning and all the other stuff that we make online. And of course, with something like GMM, we hear the response of the crew that's in the room laughing at us. But the way that we hear from you is through comments and however you interact with video. But we can't hear you laughing. We can't hear your voices and see your faces. You're kind of just a sea of people that then we can kind of go in and meet you sort of online individually, like if we tweet at you or something like that. But being in the same room with somebody is a totally different thing. And to actually see you respond to something that we're doing and us be able to respond to something that you're doing, that's something that you gotta go on tour. You have to interact with people to experience.
Boy, that's precious.
So I think this is going to be extra special. It's going to be special in a way that we just cannot achieve through an internet video. So I'm excited about that. You got anything else?
No, that was great, man.
Hey, one person asked if we're going to wear rompers, and
kind of moved by that.
I was going to say, of course, we're going to be in rompers, and we expect you to be in rompers as well.
Ooh, yeah, well, that's not a requirement, unless we're selling them.
How about one city? One city, it's a surprise city, is the romper city. We just do it one time. We'll discuss it.
I'm not opposed to people showing up dressed as like different characters we've played. There are people who do that.
Cosplay?
Cosplay it.
Okay. All right, please cosplay.
All right, guys. We don't have the button to stop this, so it might be a little awkward.
Well, what we're going to do is let's do this. Let's do the symbol. So get ready to go across the neck.
Well, that's not a good symbol. What about more like double?
Well, you do that and I'll do this.
All right.